After my brother got married and moved out, I was left alone with my mother. While I've always been grateful for how she raised me, her recent behaviour has been incredibly frustrating. Despite all the financial support I provided, she suddenly pushed me away. What hurt even more was realising that my brother and his wife played a role in her decision. I couldn't shake the resentment I felt toward them, and deep down, I promised myself that I would repay the betrayal. Tenfold. My name is Emily, and I'm 25 years old. Life hasn't been easy lately. My father passed away a few years ago, and my older brother Tom, who's 10 years older than me, moved out after getting married. Now, it's just me and my mother under one roof. To be honest, living with her hasn't been pleasant once I started working. She quit her part-time job and became completely dependent on me. She treated me like her personal servant, constantly demanding, "Emily, is dinner ready yet? Or I ran out of money this month. Give me another $200. Her endless requests made my life exhausting. People have told me I should just move out, and I thought about it many times. But she's my only remaining family at home. After my father's death, she was the one who raised both me and Tom, who now lives far away with his wife Catherine. He never offered to help, and Catherine made it clear that she wanted nothing to do with my mother, despite all of this. Leaving my mother behind never felt like an option. I felt a responsibility toward her, but I was also a human being, with limits. No matter our relationship, there was only so much I could endure today. I finally snapped, "Mum, some money is missing from my wallet again. Did you take it?" I asked my patience wearing thin, "What an awful thing to accuse me of. I just borrowed it for a little shopping." She shot back defensively. "Borrowed, you never pay me back. Stop taking my money without asking. Do you even realise everything I did to raise you? You should be grateful," she yelled. "I know Mom and I appreciate it, but that doesn't mean you can take whatever you want from me. I work hard for my money, and I have a right to decide how I spend it every time we had an argument." She threw the same words at me. "I raised you, or you wouldn't be here without me." No matter what I said, she always turned the conversation back to how much she had sacrificed. The truth is, I earn a good salary, even if I gave her $2,000 a month. I could still live comfortably, but I refused to let her treat me like an endless source of money. Then one evening, I came home from work and found Tom and Catherine sitting in my apartment. I hadn't seen them since my father's funeral, and we had barely spoken in years. "Hey, Emily, it's been a while. You still have that gloomy aura around you, huh?" Tom said with a smirk. His teasing hadn't changed since we were kids. He always looked down on me. "Why are you here, Tom?" I asked bluntly. "Do I need a reason to visit my parents' house?" He replied casually, "This isn't our family home, Tom. That house was sold after Dad passed away. I'm renting this place with my own money. Don't be so stingy, we're family, right?" Before I could respond, Catherine chimed in with a smug smile. "Emily, you're still as uptight as ever with an attitude like that. No wonder you're still single." She said it so casually, like she didn't even realise how rude it was. It was clear, just like Tom, she had no respect for me. Frustrated, I ate dinner alone and went to my room, while my mother happily chatted away with them from that day on. Tom and Catherine started visiting more frequently, and what annoyed me most, they acted like they owned the place. "Tom, what's going on? This is my apartment. You can't just show up whenever you want." I finally confronted him. "What's your problem? I just want to see Mum." "She's our mother too," he said, acting like he cared. "You never called or visited until now. That's none of your business." He dismissed me. "Speaking of which, I'm starving. Make me something to eat quick." I stared at him in disbelief. Was he serious? This was my home, not his. "I want some cake. Emily, buy me one," Catherine added as if I were her servant. And to my surprise, even my mother joined in. "You just got off work, right? You have time. Stop being lazy and go buy it already." It was ridiculous. Catherine, who had once made it clear she didn't want to live with my mother, was suddenly acting all friendly, and Tom carried himself with an arrogant attitude, as if being the eldest son gave him special privileges. Something was off. I didn't know what they were up to, but I knew it wasn't good. a few days later, I found out exactly what their plan was. "Emily, I've had enough. I can't live with you anymore," my mother announced abruptly. What I froze. "I'm done living with someone as slow, lazy, and unpleasant as you. I've decided I'm moving in with Tom and Catherine for a moment." I couldn't process her words. "You're moving in with them?" Tom and Catherine, who had always wanted nothing to do with her, were suddenly welcoming her into their home. Just then, Tom and Catherine arrived, as if on cue. "What's going on?" "You always said you'd never live with Mum." I questioned them. "What's the big deal?" Tom smirked. "It's natural for the eldest son to take care of his mother, isn't it?" "Yeah. Emily, what's your problem? If you don't want to live with Mum, why should it bother you that we're taking her in?" Catherine added, their sudden change in attitude. "Didn't make sense. Why now?" I demanded. "You're so annoying." Tom rolled his eyes. "Mum's coming with us. We don't need you anymore. Just leave." "Leave," I repeated, stunned after everything. They were just throwing me away for years. I had been the one taking care of our mother, while they ignored her, and now that it suited them, they wanted to swoop in and take control. That's when I realized this wasn't about family, it was about something else entirely. And in that moment, whatever love I had left for my mother completely vanished after everything I had done for my mother. The financial support, the care, the sacrifices. How could she turn on me like this in that moment? Whatever love I had left for her vanished completely. But this would be the last time they got to look down on me. A week from now, they would regret ever betraying me. I was already planning my revenge. "Fine, I'll leave right now," I said firmly, looking straight at my mother, brother, and his wife. They exchanged smug glances before my brother spoke. "Wow, Emily, you're actually leaving Mum. You must be thrilled," he sneered. "I couldn't be happier," my mother gushed now. "I can finally live with Tom and Catherine. I feel like I'm on top of the world from now on. I'll be taking care of Mum." "Thanks, Tom," she added with a sweet smile. "And I'm so glad I get to live with my dear mother-in-law." "Now," Catherine chimed in. The three of them carried on laughing and patting themselves on the back as if they had won. I had to fight back the urge to laugh. They had no idea what was coming. But for my plan to work, I had to act as if I was completely defeated. From that day forward, my brother and his wife practically moved into my apartment. As for me, they acted like I was invisible, as if I didn't even exist. That suited me just fine. It gave me the freedom to prepare for my departure without any interference. The day I moved out a week later, my moving day had finally arrived as I stepped out of my room. Tom smirked. "Well, Emily, today's the day. We'll be taking care of Mum from now on, so you can live your life without any worries. Thanks, I'll leave her in your hands," I replied coolly. Something about my calm tone seemed to bother him, but he didn't say anything. Then my mother approached me. "I hope you find a husband soon." "Emily," she said mockingly, "it would be a real shame if you stayed single forever. People would call you a loser, you know." Tom and Catherine burst into laughter. I simply smiled. "That's true, but from now on, I've decided to live for myself. I mean, I don't have to take care of you anymore, right?" My mother's smile faltered. "Just shut up and leave already. I never asked you to take care of me in the first place," she snapped. I was already planning to leave, but before I could step out, the doorbell rang. Ding dong. "Oh, looks like they're here," I said casually. I walked over and opened the door. The moving company employees I'd scheduled arrived right on time. They quickly got to work carrying out the belongings from my room, but then I turned to the living room and gestured at the rest of the apartment. "Oh, and please take all the appliances and furniture in these rooms too," I instructed. For a moment, there was silence then, in perfect harmony. The three of them shrieked in confusion. "The TV, the fridge, the microwave, even the cleaning robot." I nodded. "Oh, and don't forget the sofa, dining table and bed." "Take everything," my mother finally snapped. "What are you doing? Stop this madness, doing something strange." What do you mean? I asked innocently. Don't play dumb. You can't just take everything. Are you insane? She shrieked Tom. His face turning red with rage, stormed up to me. Listen to Mum. How do you expect us to live without furniture and appliances? You can't take everything. Leave them here and just go. I sighed. They really had no idea, did they? Are you seriously misunderstanding something? I asked, crossing my arms. Everything in this apartment, including the apartment itself, belongs to me. Tom scoffed. This is Mum's place. You're lying. All the furniture and appliances were bought using Dad's inheritance, weren't they? Just as I thought, he was convinced that my mother had inherited a large sum from my father and had been supporting herself. He truly believed she had financed everything here. Tom, you're mistaken. I bought everything in this apartment with my own money, in fact. I've been giving Mum $2,200 a month to support her liar. You just want to live with Mum, don't you? You're trying to steal Dad's inheritance, he shouted. I let out a laugh. Huh, what are you talking about? Mum spent Dad's inheritance a long time ago. Tom froze. His face went pale as he slowly turned to look at our mother. She was staring at the ground, her expression completely drained of colour. Mum, please tell me she's lying. You told us you bought all the appliances here. Tom said, his voice shaking. I just wanted to look good, she admitted weakly. Huh, what does that even mean? Tom roared. He finally realised the truth. The only reason he and Catherine had agreed to take my mother in was because they thought she still had money. But now that they knew she was broke, their attitudes changed in an instant. If there's no inheritance, then what's the point of living together? Tom shouted. Wait, didn't you say you'd take care of me because you're the eldest son? My mother asked, stunned. Tom scoffed. I was just being nice. I lied so we could live together. For the first time, my mother's face twisted in horror. She had thrown me aside for her golden son, only to realise too late that his kindness was never real. Honestly, she should have seen this coming if Tom had actually cared about her. He would have checked in before now, but he hadn't. That alone should have been a red flag as I watched them crumble. Catherine suddenly perked up as if she had a bright idea. I've got it. Emily should just live with us again. Tom and my mother immediately latched on to the idea. That's right. Emily, come back. We're family after all. Yes, Emily, I really do need you, Tom added. I laughed in their faces. Are you joking? Why would I ever live with trash like you from now on? I'm living for myself. What happens to you all? That's none of my concern. Go ahead and ruin your lives together. The three of them collapsed onto the floor, completely drained of energy. Their eyes were hollow with despair. I turned toward the door. Goodbye, dearest family. With that, I shut the door behind me in 2 weeks. The lease on the apartment under my name would expire. They would be evicted, but that was no longer my problem.